Good afternoon. Melissa Johnson here for episode 4 of Melissa Loves to Talk. Sorry, I can only do one. It's too much for me. So this episode is going to be about, do we actually want to see God's kingdom come? So we're going to look at the song Our Father, which is about God's kingdom coming. I'm going to read some of the lyrics, and then I'm going to talk about what it means for God's kingdom to come, and then talk about if we are ready for God's kingdom to come. Okay, so it starts as, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come quickly. Your will be done the same. On earth as it is in heaven, let heaven come to earth as it is in heaven, let heaven come. And then the bridge one is, let heaven come, let heaven come. And then it says, let heaven come 3 times. Your world invading ours, let heaven come, let heaven come, let heaven come. Let heaven, it's the cry of our hearts, it's the cry of our hearts. Let heaven come, it's yours. And then, of course, the bridge is, yours is the kingdom, yours is the power, yours is the glory forever. Amen. And it's pretty much just saying that over and over. And so we're going to talk about what exactly it means if heaven came to earth. So in heaven, they're just worshiping pretty much all day. Everything's, glorious and powerful, and the opposite of pretty much what earth is to me. I don't know exactly what it would be like, but from the Bible, that's what it sounds like to me. So, of course, this is saying, do we want earth to be like heaven? Uh, I would love it, but are we ready? Like, I think about, sure, I'm ready for heaven to come and just turn this world upside down, but are we really ready? To be ready for earth to be invaded by heaven, we would have to have pure hearts. And I don't think that we have pure hearts. Even if we think we have pure hearts, I really don't think we do. Like, I feel like my heart's pure and I'm like, learn, yearning for heaven to come. But I just feel like my heart still isn't pure enough. Like, our hearts need to be pure, no sin, no thought of sin. And I know that we just know we aren't ready for that. Like, some people might think that there's no sin in their lives and you're living great. But if you really examine your heart, would you find sin? Would God see sin? So that's what we need to be thinking about when we want to say, let heaven come, let it invade earth. Uh, so let's see what else it says. So yours is the kingdom, yours is the power. So of course the earth is his, uh, the power is his, the glory is his forever, of course. So what does that look like? That looks like all the chaos is gone, all the sin is gone, all the temptation is gone. It's just glory and majesty and all the great things that we think about heaven, and that would be on earth. A lot of people think that that's what they want, but when you really think about what you're giving up to get there, you don't want to give it up. So when your heart's pure, you're not watching things you shouldn't watch. You're not saying things you shouldn't say. You're not listening to things that you shouldn't listen to. You're really just thinking about God, watching godly things, listening to godly music. Everything is about God and following God. That's what it would be like. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think anybody I know is like that. I try to be really close, but I hit it. I miss it too. So I think we all miss it. We all try to do really good, but I just don't think we do. And so, how do we do exactly what we need for heaven to invade the earth? Like, we think we want heaven to invade the earth, but what does it look like for us to get there? Like I said, we'd have to always listen to godly music, which is very hard because sometimes if you listen to the radio, it's the same old songs, the same old talk. And even the talk on the radio isn't godly sometimes. Even if it's a godly radio station, I stopped listening to the radio because of things they were talking about. They wouldn't be saying something that a Christian would say. You know, they're promoting sickness. Like, if you're sick, you don't say you're sick. You, like, I don't know, rebuke it. You just don't talk about it. That's what I think. It's like, I have allergies. I try not to talk about them. And I'll just be like, oh, scratch your eyes a little bit, try not to talk about it. But then someone asked. So then you're like, oh, now I have to talk about it. So I think maybe that's why they do on the radio talk about things. They're probably like, oh, people want to hear about this. But honestly, I don't want to hear negative stuff on a Christian radio station. That's the point of listening to a Christian radio station, is hearing positive, godly, encouraging things. So I stopped listening to the radio because of those things, because I want to hear uplifting things that make my spirit happy, not make me think about all the bad things and the chaos that's in the world. And so I feel like that would be one thing that people might have to cut out. Let's not listen to talk radio, or let's not listen to a radio station that says they're Christian, but they're talking about negative things. Again, hard to do. I'm doing this, and something I might be saying might not be exactly what the Lord wants to say. So I might be not even doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Who knows? But I'm trying. And so that's a start. So we have to think about, okay, what are we listening to? So we want to listen to godly music. So, like, my playlist are usually worship music or something to that. But sometimes Spotify likes to throw in things. And then I'm like, oh no, what is that? And you can stop it, you can move and get out of it. But sometimes you've already heard it. And oh, you might like that song. So then you start listening to it. So then now you've listened to something you weren't supposed to listen to. Now, yes, of course you can say, oh, Lord, forgive me. I didn't mean to listen to that. I didn't want that in my spirit. It was an accident. It was definitely an accident. It wasn't like you intentionally turned on music. That was that music that is not godly. So you can make your own list, which is what I did originally, is I had just my own list that had my own music so that I would never hear anything that wasn't godly, that I was only listening to the godly music. There's a way to avoid the music that you shouldn't be listening to. TV, this is the kicker. Because we think we're watching these shows and they're great. They're, family oriented, and it's, oh, there's no cussing, there's no nudity, there's no swearing, whatever. Like, let's say season 3, guess what they want to kick in there? Oh, there's a gay couple, there's a lesbian couple, there's a transgender. So there went your show that you were watching. Now you can't watch it anymore because they put stuff in there that you don't want to watch. And so now you're back to trying to find another show that's family or oriented. And you do the same thing all over again. You start a show and you're like, oh, this is so good. It's family oriented, no cussing, no nudity, no cursing, no swearing. All these great things that you're like, yes, I finally found a show. And season 3, here we go all over again. I feel like they do that on purpose because they get you in. So you're involved in this in the story of the show, and you're like, "Oh, okay, I can hear a couple swear words. Oh, okay, they're gay, so what? We can't avoid gay people. Okay." So we just keep watching it. And there are shows I've done that with. I'm like, "Well, they just say they're gay, they're not showing it. They're not, pushing it. They're just saying so and so's gay." Or you can tell they're gay by the way they dress or whatever. But there's shows that I've stopped watching because they're holding hands, they're hugging. Nope, don't want to see that. I stopped watching it. I'm trying to think of a show like recently, but a lot of the shows I stopped watching when they started pushing like boys dressing like girls. That's Grey's Anatomy. I watched it for a while, and then they started pushing, well, my son wants to be a girl. And I was like, I made it this far, which stinks, but I can't get in with that. It's like, it's a 3-year old. They don't know they want to be a girl. They're 3 years old. You just say, no, son, you're a boy. I've seen it happen a lot of times. Like, none of my children said they wanted to be the opposite sex, but I've seen other children that said, oh, I think I'm a girl when they were a boy. And you're just like, no, no, Josh, you're a boy. It just is what it is. You just tell them the truth. At 3 years old, you might think you're an astronaut. You might think you're a frog. You're a little boy named Josh. You're not a frog. You're not an astronaut. You're Josh, the little boy that's 3 year old. So that's another thing. So I've hit what we're listening to, what we're watching. Okay, how about the places we go? Okay, the places we go are the interesting places. So you may think, oh, I'm just going to have lunch there. And you're like, this place has really good food. When you get in there, there's a golden calf on the wall. There's dragons coming out of the wall. I am going to leave. I went to a place like that and I sat the whole time and tried to enjoy my meal, and it made my skin crawl because I could feel how bad the place was, like spirit filled, I guess, but not the good spirits, the bad spirits. And I was like, I'll just never go back there. The food was really good and it was in a really nice location by the water. But I was like, I can't be in an area that I just felt the spirits like moving. I don't know. But that's not a place I want to go in. A lot of people go there and they can sit there and they're sitting at the bar, they're playing, music. I don't really remember what the music was. To say that the music was demonic, I don't remember. I was talking mostly to the people at the table with me so that I don't even remember the music. I just remember seeing the weird things on the wall. And I was like, this is just not a place that I want to be in. So that's one example of a place that you're going into. Is it putting things in your spirit? And sometimes you don't even know. You're like, may not even felt weird while you were sitting there, but you took those spirits with you and you took them home. And then they're making a muck of your house. And I've had that. This is a crazy thing that happened to me. This happened a few years ago. I guess it was like 2021, something like that. And I got a souvenir. I went on a little trip. It was like a little road trip. I got a souvenir, put it in my room, never thought about it. Just thought it was cute and I bought it, never thought about it. Well, we moved into a brand new house. So it was built, no one's ever lived in it but us. But I started like really feeling weird. I couldn't sleep. I just felt uneasy. I'd have nightmares, didn't know why. Well, then I started listening to like soaking music was the first thing I tried. Like, oh, I'll play soaking music. It'll help me sleep because I thought I was just having problems sleeping. I had no idea exactly what it was. And so it went on a while, and then someone suggested I listen to like someone reading the word. So then I would listen to different people reading different parts of the Bible, and I'd go to sleep like that. And that was fine because it was playing the Bible and it was playing some music that was like, worship music or whatever. Both of those things worked. Well, then I was at church one day and someone came up to me and said, I see when you're laying in the bed, there's these demonic spirits like going around your bed and rolling around like as you're sleeping. And I was like, okay, this is crazy. I've been having a really hard time sleeping. And she said, well, there's something that you brought in your house that brought in the spirits. And she didn't say specifically. She said, pray about it and God will show you exactly what it is. And so I went home that day and started praying about it because I need to sleep. And I don't really like playing my Alexa all night, because there was a couple times it was playing and I didn't hear my alarm because I had the Alexa playing. And so it was kind of interrupting my life, if you want to say. And so I just prayed about it and the Lord showed me my jewelry box and I opened it up and I knew right away it was that bracelet that I bought. And of course, it was just a bracelet. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, okay, some kind of something was on it. I brought it in the house, stuck it in my jewelry box, thought nothing of it. So I threw it in the dumpster and my I didn't have that problem sleeping anymore. So little innocent things like that, just from us going into a place, they can attach. Buying things, it can attach. I never thought of it. Like, you hear, like people tell you this, but you never really understand that it is a real thing until it happens to you. And that's why I'm sharing this because this happened to me. And so after that, I've never really had any problem sleeping, like here and there. Of course, we probably all have the times when we can't sleep. I feel like the more tired you are, the less you sleep. So I have it sometimes where I'm like, oh, I can't really sleep, but it's not like it was. I mean, I was having dreams, I was waking up afraid to go back to sleep. It was pretty bad. So there's an example of you need to watch where you're going, what you're buying. It even comes down to what you're buying. You know, some people literally pray about everything they buy. Should I buy this? Should I buy that? And that's probably a good way to go. You'll probably spend a lot less money if you ask God first. Uh, Something you might want to think about also if you're struggling with pay bills or you're a shopaholic. Maybe you can pray about that. Hey, Lord, help me not be a shopaholic. Help me to stop spending money that I don't need to spend. Things like that. It's amazing the things that if you just prayed about it would fix it. I've just started learning this. I'm not telling you something that I'm an expert. I'm just saying I just started doing this and I've noticed how different my life's been just by paying attention to what the Lord says about it or praying about it and waiting for the Lord to tell me to do what it after I pray. So these are just things that I've done that helps me. So we've talked about listening, watching, places we go. Something else that you don't probably think of are your friends. What kind of friends do you have? Do you have friends that are constantly talk about negative things? Are they gossipers? I'm a woman. We know what women like to do. Women like to gossip. So, do you have the friends that always want to talk about people, make fun of people's clothes? Uh, hey, did you know so and so are dating? Whatever. Just trying to think of things women do. I'm sure men gossip too, but I don't know because I don't hang out with guys besides the guys I see at church. I don't like go out and hang out with them. Uh, but I know women like to gossip. I know I used to gossip really bad. I won't lie. I had a hard time would be like, "Did you so and so said this? Will you believe they said this?" That kinda gossip, but really never talked about people's life or what they look like or how they dress. I don't care about that, but I did say like, "Oh, did you know no said this, and did you know they're doing this?" I did do that, and so I stopped doing that. Now it's more like, I feel that so and so's doing this, let's pray for 'em. I try to do that more. If I'm gonna talk about somebody, it's because I'm trying to get someone to be in prayer with me about that person. So and so's going through this. Let's start praying for them. You know, in your prayer time, can you pray for them? And in my prayer time, I'll pray for them. Not because I'm trying to gossip, but it's more like they need our prayers. They need us to uplift them. Uh, so yes, the people that you hang with definitely influence the way you act. 100%. So you're either hanging with people that are gossiping, drinking, partying, uh, doing drugs, I don't know. And they're, of course, not giving you a good influence. They're not helping you be a better person. They're not helping you be godly. They're not helping you to have a good relationship with yourself, number one. You're not having a good relationship with yourself because you're doing all these bad things that's hurting yourself. So you're not in a good relationship with yourself. And that's where it really starts. You get into a good relationship with yourself, then you can have good relationships with others. So when you're hearing this, when you're surrounded by this, it's going into you and then you're doing it. And now your relationship with yourself has rocked bottom. So the people that you're around, you want them to be positive. You want them to tell you things that uplift you. And honestly, we can't all be 100% positive 100% of the time. There are things that we go through, but that's a different thing than, "Oh, is me. Everything's awful. Everything in my life is horrible. Nothing ever goes right for me." It's more, "Okay, this month I'm really struggling with my bills. Can you pray about it with me? Can you help me think of a way that I can earn an extra couple dollars?" Something like that. Not, "Oh my goodness, all I have is all these bad things, bad things, bad things." And then that's all you know that person talks about. Instead of, "I'm struggling. Can you help me? Do you know a way to help me?" Sometimes you can give them money. "Hey, how short are you on your bills?" "Oh, yeah, I make plenty of money. I have it." "Oh, I got a bonus this month. Here." If that's you, great. Please use your money to do that. Please. That's great. Um, but some people like me, I can't just give money away. So I would be like, "Hey, how about did you ever try Door Dashing? Hey, did you ever try Instacart?" Whatever, that's an easy way to make a couple dollars. Did you ever try YouTube videos? I mean, I haven't made any money thing off of it yet. That doesn't mean it won't happen. I'm trying to think of other ways you can make money quick. Whatever. Or pray about it. The Lord will tell you what to do because he really knows what's the best thing for you. I'm just giving you ideas, stuff that I've done. I've Door Dashed, I've Instacart, I Uber Eats. I've done a lot of different things to make some money and it works. Especially Instacart, you can do anytime. You literally turn the app on, get batches, work, turn the app off, go home. So that's a lot of different ways that you can make money. But again, like I said, you could just say, "Well, I'll pray with you. I'll pray about it with you. I'll pray to, my own prayer time about what can help you." Maybe get in contact with someone that might have an idea. Like for people that need clothes and food, I can say, "Hey, Chattanooga Free Store gives free clothes out. Look them up online. They have A store you can go to 3 days a week, I believe it is. At certain times, you can get stuff for free. They have a whole store full of things. And they have food, which I didn't know that until I went there to donate some things. They do have some food. I don't know if it's a lot, but I know they have lots of clothes and house things. So if you need cleaning supplies, feminine products, stuff like that, and you don't have any money, go there, show up, get free stuff. Anyway, so the people you hang with, the places you go, the things you listen to, the things that you watch are all things that impact your spirit, your heart, and ways to keep God's kingdom from coming. Because if there's separation, if there's disconnection, if there's sin, heaven can't come to earth. It's stuck up there. It needs it needs us to be right so that the glory can fall. Because in our body that's sinful and not living right, we couldn't stand in the glory. We would literally fall to our faces. I mean, if you remember what Moses, like he went up, but the people were like, "Oh no, you go," because they knew they couldn't go up there. They weren't living right. So they were like, "No, you go for us. You go for us." And they missed God's glory. So we want to make sure we're not missing God's glory. So we want to be where we need to be. We need to be prepared and ready for God's glory to come, God's kingdom, power, all of that. We want it to come to this earth because this earth right now is wrecked. It's completely wrecked. There's nothing right now. I mean, yeah, there's good things, but there's so much crazy chaos. We need God's glory to come. We need his power to just flood this earth and change hearts and minds and draw people back to him. And if we're not living right, it it won't come. I mean, it's biblical. It says it in the Bible that we need to have pure hearts, clean hands. And it shows it when you see people didn't want to see God's glory. They sent Moses up. I don't know why that one's popping out in my head, but I can like almost see Moses saying, "Come on, guys, come on." And they're like, "No, no, 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 no. You go ahead without me." And him being so sad. Like, of course, he's can't wait to see God's glory, but how sad he must have felt that his people missed out. And that's how I feel like we're going to feel if we don't get right and we can't see God's glory. We're going to see the people that are like, "Oh man, these people missed out." And I don't want to miss out. I'm hoping that I'm right so I can see his kingdom come, his glory fall, all of the above, all of it. I want it all. And so that's what I really wanted to just focus on today is just where's your heart? Where's your mind? Where's your spirit? Like, where are you? Are you in a place ready for his kingdom to come? And like I said, the things that you can do to get ready is guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your eyes, guard your soul. Like you're just guarding. You're guarding this, all of it. Every single piece of you, you need to guard so that it's protected from all the chaos and the demonic out there. We want to just have God's spirit, God's voice, God's love, everything that's godly. We want flowing out of us and not being distracted or caring what the world thinks or being like, "Oh, I'm missing out." You're not missing out. Believe me. What you get from God is way better than you'll ever get from the earth. Believe me, I lived in the earth. I lived and did a lot of bad things. And I love my life so much better the way it is now. I didn't know anything about God till I was 20. I did a lot of bad things. And even after that, I did still did some bad things. And I am so glad I don't do any of that anymore. My life I have now, I love so much more. It's just so much more fulfilling. I feel at peace and just thankful. Every day, I'm thankful that I'm not living that way. And I'm thankful of how good God is to me and has always been to me, even when I could have cared less. Probably when I said nasty things about God, He still loved me. He still waited and was wooing me. He didn't care all the bad things I was saying. He didn't care. He was like, that's okay. She's my daughter. She's going to know. She's going to know one day how much I love her and what I've done for her. And then she's going to know all the things that she could have done that she didn't because she learned to know about me. She came to me. That was not proper English. I'm so sorry. But she decided to come to me, and I have learned all the things that he saved me from. Little by little, I remember when I could have done, like so many things that happened to me. And I'm like, if I would have kept going, where I would be. And then I look at where I am. Am I having the greatest life ever? No. Could it be better? It could be. It could be worse. That's the way I always look. Could it be better? Could be worse. I'm happy with the way my life is because I know that God has me. He's in control of my life, not me. I could be in the pit and he will still pull me out. And that's what matters. So I'm going to probably end with this because I have to be somewhere at 5:30. And so I hope this helps someone today, even if you don't change in 5 seconds. If you understand what you would be gaining by changing, that's all that matters. Even if it just starts to make you think about things before you do them, then I've done what I've come here to do. And so that's where I'm going to leave today. I just want to say God bless you and God bless America.